Hey citizens, welcome back to the channel, and today's Man City news video we talked about. Manchester City have completed the signing of a winger from a League One side in a deal that could reach €25 million. Meanwhile, Man City's position regarding the future of Omar Marmish, and Man City could be set to receive a multi-million payout as a World Cup winning player pushes to secure a transfer away. And now citizens, let's break it all down. Manchester City's biggest transfer this summer may be Elliot Anderson, but one of the club's smartest pieces of business could be happening completely under the radar. The Sky Blues have officially secured the signing of highly rated French winger Mesy Durbet from Troyes, beating several European clubs to one of France's most exciting young talents. What makes this move so interesting isn't just the player, it's the strategy behind it. Durbet impressed during Troyes' promotion campaign, contributing goals, assists, and showing the kind of direct attacking quality that caught the attention of scouts across Europe. Roma had tried to sign him previously, but Man City moved decisively when the opportunity arrived, reportedly agreeing a package worth around €25 million, instead of immediately bringing the teenager into an already competitive first-team environment. Man City have mapped out a long-term development plan. He is expected to continue his progress on loan at Monaco, where regular football and European competition could accelerate his growth far more effectively than limited minutes at the Etihad. From the tactical standpoint, that makes perfect sense. Young wingers often need consistent senior football to refine decision-making, improve defensive discipline, and adapt to higher levels of intensity. Monaco provides exactly that environment. There are also clever contractual details built into the agreement. If Durbet reaches a certain number of appearances, the loan can be extended, giving him additional time to develop. Even though Monaco reportedly hold an option to buy, Man City have protected themselves with mechanisms that allow them to retain significant influence over the player's future. For Man City supporters, this deal highlights how the club is evolving under Hugo Viana. Recruitment is no longer just about signing established stars. It's about identifying elite talent before everyone else does and creating the ideal pathway for future success. If Durbet fulfills his potential, this could be remembered as another example of Man City's long-term vision paying off long before the rest of Europe catches up. My friend Man City fan, are you excited about Manchester City investing in young talent like Durbet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. While much of the conversation surrounding Manchester City's summer has focused on blockbuster signings, one important decision may actually be about the player they're choosing not to replace. That player is Omar Marmish. Despite speculation linking the Egyptian forward with a move away from the Etihad, the latest reports suggest Man City have no plans to enter the market for another attacker. Instead, they're placing their trust in a player who is still adapting to life in Manchester after arriving from Eintracht Frankfurt. And that says a lot. Marmish's numbers last season don't immediately jump off the page. But context matters. He often featured from the bench, averaging less than 40 minutes per appearance, yet still contributed important goals and assists during a campaign in which competition for attacking places was fierce. More importantly, his profile fits what Enzo Maresca is expected to demand. Marmish brings relentless pressing, explosive acceleration, and the ability to attack space behind defensive lines, qualities that can completely change the rhythm of Man City's attack. As the team enters a new tactical era, those attributes may become even more valuable than they were under Pep Guardiola. In my opinion, this decision also reflects the club's priorities. Hugo Viana is investing heavily in midfield while continuing to assess defensive reinforcements, meaning the recruitment team appears comfortable keeping faith with the current attacking group instead of spending millions on another forward. Sometimes, stability is just as important as making new signings. If Marmish receives more consistent opportunities next season, he has every chance to prove why Man City invested so heavily in him only 18 months ago, rather than searching for an upgrade. The club appears convinced that the Real breakthrough could already be inside the squad, and if that belief is rewarded, Marmish could emerge as one of the biggest success stories of Man City's new era. So citizens, here's the big question. Would you trust Omar Marmish to play a much bigger role next season, or do you still think Manchester City need to sign another top-class attacker? Share your opinion in the comments. Sometimes, the smartest transfer business isn't the player you sign, it's the clause you include when you let someone leave. Manchester City could be about to benefit from exactly that situation as Julian Alvarez's future at Atletico Madrid suddenly becomes one of the biggest stories of the summer. After leaving the Etihad in search of a leading role, Alvarez has done exactly what many expected. He's developed into one of Europe's most complete forwards, combining relentless work rate with elite finishing and proving he can lead the line at the highest level. His performances for both Atletico and Argentina have now attracted interest from some of football's biggest clubs, and the striker has publicly admitted he wants a new challenge. That changes everything. While Man City are no longer involved in the sporting side of Alvarez's career, they remain financially connected. Reports suggest the club inserted a sell-on clause into the original transfer, meaning any major profit Atletico make on a future sale could send millions back to the Etihad. It may not sound like a game-changing figure, but in today's transfer market, every pound matters, with Hugo Viana overseeing an expensive rebuild that already includes major investment in midfield and continued work on defensive and attacking reinforcements. An unexpected financial boost could help create additional flexibility elsewhere in the squad. More importantly, this reflects how Man City operate behind the scenes. Recruitment isn't just about identifying talent, it's about protecting the club's long-term interests. We've seen similar clauses inserted into other outgoing deals, ensuring Man City continue to benefit even after a player has moved on. In my view, it's another reminder that modern football isn't won only on the pitch. Intelligent contract negotiations can become just as valuable as smart signings. Whether Alvarez ends up at Barcelona, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, or another European giant, Man City may quietly profit from a transfer they have no direct involvement in. That's the kind of forward planning that has helped keep the club among football's elite for so long. My friend Man City fan, are you happy Manchester City included a sell-on clause in the deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Not every player linked with Manchester City is genuinely on the club's radar, and the latest update surrounding Felix Meka is a perfect example of why transfer rumors should always be treated with caution. Over the past few days, the Borussia Dortmund midfielder has been heavily connected with a return to the club where he began his development, after an outstanding World Cup campaign with Germany. His name naturally attracted attention. Strong performances on the biggest stage have a habit of doing exactly that. But according to fresh reports, Man City aren't interested. That's an important distinction because it tells us plenty about Hugo Viana's transfer strategy. Rather than reacting to a player's rising reputation during a major tournament, Man City appear committed to a clear recruitment plan that was established long before the World Cup kicked off. From the tactical perspective, it also makes sense. With Elliot Anderson expected to become the centerpiece of the new look midfield, Man City's priority is no longer simply adding another talented central player. The focus is now shifting toward balance across the squad, particularly at right back and in other key positions where Enzo Maresca wants greater tactical flexibility. Meka remains an excellent midfielder. His athleticism, ability to drive through midfield, and improved end product have helped establish him as one of Dortmund's most valuable assets. However, with a reported €100 million valuation and a long-term contract in Germany, he represents a massive investment for any club. For Man City fans, this update should actually be reassuring. It suggests the recruitment department isn't being distracted by headlines or tournament hype. Instead, they're sticking to a long-term vision built around specific profiles rather than famous names. As the transfer window gathers pace, expect plenty more links to emerge. But if this report is accurate, Man City are showing that disciplined planning, not impulse, is still the foundation of their recruitment strategy. And that could prove just as valuable as any blockbuster signing this summer. We've reached the end here on the Citizens News Fan channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe right now to stay updated on everything happening to the greatest team in Premier League.